So with simplicity as being one of several de Bono techniques, how would it work if an organization is applying many other de Bono techniques? What value would simplicity bring, and how do they all fit together?
Natalie, if I could show just a slide of an overview of just de Bono thinking processes in general. This is looks more complex than it is. At the bottom there, I put the 6 thinking hats, and when I was working with the Charity Commission, I really suggested to them, since they were applying simplicity across a variety of their departments, and they were forming a simplicity team, some of the suggestions that the simplicity team were making to the directors of those various departments, the directors might get defensive. Oh no, we have to do that, we have to protect this. And in order to get everybody on the same page, I really recommended that they use 6 thinking hats in order to provide a common language. 6 thinking hats just makes it easy for people to start dealing with thinking and the like. We then went up directly to simplicity with them, but as you'll notice on the chart, simplicity really is based on a lot of lateral thinking techniques. So if anyone has already had lateral thinking, simplicity is almost, as Natalie, you yourself pointed out, a very focused application of lateral thinking. So one does not have to have lateral thinking to use simplicity. It just makes it easier to understand if you did. And the focus on facilitation, which is in the center there, if one has gone through that particular workshop, it just makes it easy for the practitioner of de Bono facilitation to actually conduct a simplicity workshop within their organization. So the simpler way of presenting that would be to say anybody could take simplicity and get great benefit from it. It helps, however, if one uses 6 thinking hats, particularly if you're going to be making a great deal of change within your organization.
Okay.
So I hope that wasn't too confusing.
No, I think that's good. So they can work separately as individual toolboxes, or they can certainly support and complement efforts depending on your thinking, I guess, needs.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Chuck, you mentioned that you were in the first group with Dr. Edward de Bono when this course was introduced, and worked side by side with him in the development. And I know since then that you've done some things to simplify the training and make the understanding of the concepts even more readily available to the participants. Can you talk about that a little bit?
One of the ideas I came across, Natalie, when I was presenting the workshop in its earlier days, as with many of Edward's workshops, it's a series of tools. The tools are presented and then we practice them. Another tool is presented and we practice it. That is a methodology that Edward uses in quite a bit of his workshops, and he's very good at conducting those types of workshops and getting people involved. I have to admit I'm not. I think I can put an audience to sleep by just saying here's a tool, here's a tool, here's a tool. So in order to engage an audience, what I did is I went around London and I started filming just little events. How do people line up to pay for a book at a bookstore? How do people wait for taxis at Paddington Station? How do people price goods in particular coffee shops within London? And we use those examples in the workshop. So I actually ran the video, and then I asked people to apply some of the simplicity tools that they were just presented towards the issue that was inside the video. And it became just one, it was fun, and two, it became a very engaging thing for people. They could identify with the situation since they were everyday events, and they could immediately see the value of applying some of the simplicity tools in order to make these everyday situations that we just take for granted because we don't think about them, to make them simpler and more effective. So, so we've been experimenting with that, and one of the individuals from Emerson Climate Control has since left his organization and is now the chief operating officer of a company that provides medical services to doctors and clinics. And what he is doing is he is filming some of the procedures that actually take place at his own organization, and he is inviting me to show those videos at the next Simplicity workshop in order to see if the participants can help him simplify some of the things that are going on in his own organization. So I appreciated his offer to do that, and I think it'll add another very real dimension to the Simplicity workshop.
So Chuck,
another alternative that we did is we actually went to a local retail establishment here in Kansas City, and we got the owner's permission to just study operations, things that were visible to us as customers, and then we offered ways that things could be simplified, and produced, I thought, a very handsome and complete report that the owner appreciated.
So Chuck, would you recommend if a internal team within an organization was going to have simplicity training that prior to that event they video some internal processes that'll be used as application sessions during the training?
I think that's an exciting thing to do, and I would welcome it, or at least they ought to consider a process or a procedure or a product that they're looking to simplify. And just a little caution on that. You know, the average workshop lasts anywhere from 1 day to 2 days, so we don't have we're obviously not going to have time to take a very complex procedure or process and try to simplify it. So something that's reasonable. You know, for example, at the Charity Commission, when we were dealing with the process of trying to simplify expense reporting, everybody understood it. We could approach it, and we knew what the inputs and the outputs were, and so we could chart it and then try to simplify it. So I guess yes, I do encourage the videos, but just be reasonable.